This video is going to help you understand exactly how I trade the 4-hour time frame using market structure and liquidity, how I take initial positions like this one over here that provide me with sniper entries, but also how I scale into positions using both market structure and, once again, internal points of liquidity. This strategy is mainly based on the 4-hour time frame and helps me achieve prop firm payouts just like these. Now, without further ado, let's dive straight in. For today's trade breakdown, we're going to be focusing on this piece of 4-hour price action right over here, and the strategy itself is going to be explained by going over 4 simple confluences, which we'll discuss one by one, with the very first piece of confluence being market structure. Now, I understand your thoughts. Market structure, Fabio, that's extremely easy, but believe me, it is not, because the theory teaches you that this is what market structure looks like. But as you probably have seen as well, in reality, market structure looks very different. We see it up, a down, an up, a down again, then an up again, and then a down again, and then an up again. And the overall market structure lessons that you taught cannot be found anywhere on your overall charts, because you just simply don't understand how to actually read the price action. Now, this is not something strange, because market structure in real life actually looks very different from the overall theory that they're going to be teaching you. And why that is, I'll be explaining with the help of one simple drawing right over here. Now, what I need you to understand is that this here is our impulse in towards the highs, and that this here is our impulse in towards the overall highs. Now, whenever you have an impulse in towards the upside, or for example, in towards the downside, within that overall impulse, you're going to want to look for small little pullbacks, just like this over here and just like this over here. These small little pullbacks are going to be our so-called little bumps in the road. And what I call them is, we have an overall road in towards the highs, and within that road, we have a little pullback, which is going to be your bump in the road. And I believe that underneath those little bumps in the road, that is where liquidity is positioned, which will eventually fuel the next real leg in towards the upside. All right. So whenever you look at the markets, you always want to be looking at, hey, this is, for example, my impulse in towards the actual highs. And within that overall impulse in towards the highs, I have where pullback little over here, pullback over here, and I have a bigger overall pullback here, and then another push in towards the upside for the real retracement in towards the downside starts. Now, I believe that underneath those pullbacks, that is where liquidity is positioned. That is where liquidity is positioned. And as you can see, every single time we come in that region, the market tends to give us a bullish reaction. Now, it happens on bigger scales where the pullback can be very, very big, like this one over here. But it can also be a much, much smaller pullback where, for example, let's say this here is your impulse in towards the highs, and that this is your little bump in the road. The only rule for that little bump in the road, or that little liquidity bump, is that it has a bearish candlestick. All right. Now let's head back into the actual price action, because now we understand that market structure here is going to be bullish. So let me just adjust the overall chart here to the actual impulse in towards the highs. That is going to be this piece of price action here. We can now look for the second piece of confluence, which is going to be our liquidity. Now, liquidity is again identified by, I kind of already explained, the little bump in the road. The little bump in the road is very simple to identify within this chart. It is indeed this piece of price action over here. That is going to be our overall liquidity low. You could also consider the low, which was above it, as a liquidity low as well. And above it, I'm talking about this over here, because we can see here the little retracement continuation, little retracement continuation, but we need to be realistic, because indeed we see a little reaction to it, but a larger pullback like this is going to have a lot more liquidity and a lot more what I call fuel to actually give us that next drive further in towards the upside. Now that we understand that the market structure is bullish in between the low over here and in between the high over here, and that we have a clear zone of liquidity from which we're going to be looking for the next potential long position in towards the highs, just like we had in the example that I was explaining here. And here, we're now going to go into the third piece of confluence, which is going to be our premium versus discount. And the premium versus discount is very simple. We draw in the overall Fibonacci retracement tool, and we want to see a retracement at least in towards the 0.5 fib. These are the overall fib settings that I like to use, and what we're going to be waiting for is for a retracement into discount pricing underneath the 0.5 fib. So as we can see in this particular example, okay, indeed, the market has retraced into the 0.5 fib, but it has not yet taken out liquidity. Now, a lot of traders would identify this here as the demand zone to then take a potential long position, but no, we always wait for significant liquidity to get grabbed before actually getting involved with an overall long position. Now, if you find this overall trade breakdown interesting and you want to learn more about exactly how I trade through daily live sessions where myself and the entire TTA team are breaking down the exact positions that we've taken and the exact positions that we are looking to take, then the mentorship mentorship might be something for you. If you want more information, click on the link down below. As you can see here, these are the kind of results that people have been achieving within this mentorship. Fossil, for example, did over $20,000 in payouts in January and over $15,000 in payouts in the month of February. And just like him, we have many more success stories. Now, without further ado, let's dive back into the overall trade breakdown. So what I can clearly see here on the chart is that supply currently is in control. And ideally, what we want to be seeing is the internal market structure delivering price further in towards the downside before looking for that further upside. Now, as we can see here, the market indeed then starts heading down lower until what happens? Well, the market takes out liquidity to the exact pip. Now, there is always a rule when we have bullish market structure from the low in towards the highs, and we have one main point of liquidity like this low itself, which is both positioned within discount and is relatively close to the actual overall swing low, and that is that we can take a risk entry where we simply set a buy limit on top of the overall low with our stop loss underneath the strong low, and we target a new high. This is going to be our first position for a 1 to 2.33 risk to reward. Now, let me just clean up the chart here a little bit and move these drawings here to the right, because as you can see here on my screen, there's one more piece of confluence, and the final piece of confluence that I like to use is going to be the FTB. And the FTB is simply said an overall market structure shift based on the individual candlesticks. Now, what that looks like in this particular example is that we would have a push down, a pull back up, another push down, and that this here would be your FTB, so your break of market structure, meaning that this then becomes your area of demand from where you could take a confirmation entry. Again, trading, there's two ways to trade the strategy: taking a confirmation entry or taking an entry based on the risk of just overall setting a buy limit on the actual low itself. Now, the FTB is also important for skill wins, because let's say we take the initial position that I just showed you where we enter on the overall liquidity low with the stop loss underneath the lows. Then what we can do in this particular example is wait for that overall structure shift to happen and then start scaling in on the next point of liquidity. But what we first need is that liquidity to be created. And what we can see here is that the liquidity is then created, because what happens is that we have another impulse in towards the highs, and the exact same confluences apply as I just explained. We see here a strong push up, breaking the overall market structure, breaking the overall supply and order flow that was in control. So what happens is that we have the impulse up. Within that impulse, again, remember what I mentioned earlier about liquidity. We have liquidity underneath the bearish candlestick, so right over here. That overall liquidity low is going to be positioned within discount pricing, so underneath the 0.5 fib, and therefore again we can take another risk entry on top of the overall liquidity low with our stop loss underneath the lows, again targeting a new overall high for a 1 to 2 risk to reward. What then happens is that the market then taps us overall in on the liquidity low. Again, if you want a confirmation entry, you could have waited for the change of character to take place over here on the high break, put the stop loss here, put the TP here. That would look something like this. But in this particular example, I'm happy to just go in, because then we also have better risk to reward on the actual liquidity low. There's also no liquidity below it. So I believe that this low is going to be respected because it's a strong low that took out liquidity. And from there, the market then decides to head up higher and then hit RTP. Now, the final piece of confluence that I didn't really explain within this over example, but is aligned with the market structure, is obviously going to be what the higher time frame is doing. As we can see on a daily time frame, the daily is trending up in towards the highs very clearly. We are clearly in an overall bullish daily trend. We've been trending up since around October of last year, and therefore this position, in my opinion, made a lot of sense. Now, if you have any questions about the strategy or what I was explaining today, let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoy these kind of trade breakdowns. If you do, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and also let me know what kind of videos you would like to see in the future. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.